this video, we will talk about decision trees and their purpose for segmentation. Let's start with some limitations of unsupervised algorithms. First of all, there is no golden rule to determine the optimal number of clusters. You can use some practical knowledge and experience to determine the reasonable number of clusters, or to use elbow chart. You can read about it by clicking on the link here. The second issue with the unsupervised algorithms is the cluster interpretability. Clustering algorithm is like a black box. You know inputs and outputs, but you don't know which features or variables were more or less important in segmenting the data points. To resolve this issue, there is a good practice to use the decision tree algorithm. It helps to improve visibility and interpretability of segmentation for yourself and for the client. In this case, the inputs are the data points, and the target variable is corresponding cluster assignment identified using the unsupervised algorithm. So, what is decision tree? Decision tree is a supervised machine learning algorithm where the data is continuously split according to certain parameters. There are two main types of decision trees: classification tree and regression tree. The difference is very simple. In classification trees, the output is categorical. It means that input data points are assigned to a limited number of categories or segments. This is exactly what we need. In regression trees, output is continuous, so it's not relevant for segmentation problem. Let's look at these data points again. If we imagine that these data points are customers and the dimensions are frequency and amount spent by customer, then we can see that the unsupervised algorithm divided customers into three groups. Let's call them low, medium, and high customer lifetime value segments. Of course, sometimes it's not easy to label the segments appropriately. Classification tree visualization and important scores should help you with this. Now we want to understand the logic of splitting the customers into these groups. Knowing these rules, we will be able to assign new customers to corresponding segments. In our simplified example, classification tree algorithm might create something like the tree on the right. If the customer on average spends less than $100, he or she should be assigned to the low CLV group. If the customer spends more, then it depends on the frequency of purchases. Less than 10 purchases per year tell us that the customer is in the medium CLV segment, and more than 10 purchases per year that he or she is in the high CLV group.